Hello Leo, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements looking at your connection between you and the person that you are dealing with and are needing to learn the most from right now. We will be pulling for all three sides of the connection, so we'll be looking at your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it, the concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we'll be looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section is looking at what is the deeper purpose of this connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. Friendly reminder that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, the whole reading can be reversed. If that is the case for you, that's totally fine and totally normal. Again, the point is to take what helps and leave what doesn't. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Leo. We're going to start with looking at overall energy through these oracle cards, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper into the story with tarot as we move through the reading. But let's start, Leo, with your side of this connection. Overall energy for Leo toward the person they're dealing with. Healing. There's one more, I feel. This healing card brings up, I feel like, a lot. It brings a lot to the surface. It's almost as if this connection has brought a lot to the surface too. This definitely feels like a connection in separation. It could be a past connection. It could be a connection that you're currently dealing with. I said that, and then this breakups and makeups card came out. I feel like, and then you have this fate card on the bottom. And I was kind of getting that vibe too, because I feel like you felt initially incredibly drawn to this person and maybe even felt like fate. Maybe you were like, we were supposed to meet and this is, this is supposed to happen with them. And I feel like it was. Like, I do feel like this connection was very fated. And I feel like there was a deeper reason for it. There typically is. But this breakups and makeups card is interesting because this is very much like either you feel like either the connection is constantly like in separation, coming back together, in separation, coming back together, or you feel like a distance in between the connection. So I'm not necessarily saying it has to be like a full-on breakup, physical distance, but most likely that is kind of what this is talking about. And I feel like with this healing card, this connection has really pushed you into healing in a lot of ways. Healing deeper wounds that, and I started out with saying this, that were really brought to the surface through this connection. So I do feel like this has been very challenging for you in a lot of ways. And I feel like ultimately what you want is to get to a place of stability. Whether it's in this connection or in another connection, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you might be pretty indifferent about that. You might be like, I just want to find, a stable, healthy love, whether it's with this person or not, but you might not be. I might be speaking to some people who are like, I really want it to work out with this person, or I really need it to work out with them. But I feel like you're pretty tired of this breakup, makeup cycle that is happening here. This person's energy toward Leo. Ego. I could have guessed that. I feel like, because when I saw this healing card, it was almost as if there was this energy of like, you're constantly having to heal from this person's behavior, like from the things that they do. And then so that definitely makes sense, this ego card coming out here. I feel like this person is very ego driven. Potentially could have some narcissistic tendencies or qualities. I'm not saying they're a narcissist. Not everybody with narcissistic tendencies is a narcissist, and I am not here to diagnose anyone. But usually when I see this ego card, it can kind of mean that they're coming from that place. Now, remember that narcissistic tendencies are actually coming from a place of a person not with an inflated sense of self, that's what it can appear like, but actually from someone who very much deeply dislikes themselves. They feel very insecure for who they are, so they construct a version of them that they believe is good enough for love, for success, for good things, whatever that means. And so this person could come off as somebody who's very confident or very sure of themselves, but they're not when you kind of start to peel back the layers. And I feel like you started to peel back the layers here. Now, this contract card to me it means a couple of different things. I feel like this could either be a soul contract between you and this person, or this person is maybe caught up in something that doesn't have to do with this connection that is affecting the connection. It could literally be like a marriage. I'm not saying they are married and you don't know about it, okay? But I do feel like there's something outside of this connection that is affecting this person's behavior that doesn't necessarily have to do with you. But I don't like the way they're handling it with this ego card. So, I don't know here. Let's see. Truth of the connection here between Leo and the person they are dealing with. Dream come true, dead end. This is what this felt like. It's like this is the story of this connection. It felt like a dream come true. It felt like fate, and then just like out of nowhere, dead end. Now, because I feel like there was a potential for the connection, right? A potential of what you saw this becoming. But then it's like the limit to which the connection actually reached or reaches, especially if there's like this breakup makeup thing going on. It's like there's this huge gap between that potential and where this connection is. And I feel like that's what makes things so hard for you. And maybe even what keeps you coming back is you see that potential. And you're like, if we could just break through this limit, if we could just get past where where things fall apart or where issues start to arise or whatever the case is, then we're golden. Like, we're good to go. But I feel like there's more to it than that. Like, I feel like, first of all, this contract card's sketchy. I don't know what's going on with that. And second of all, I feel like there's also there's a deeper purpose for this connection when it comes to your personal healing journey that doesn't necessarily have to do with them. So, I don't know. Because like I said, I do feel like this connection was meant to be, in the sense that you and this person were definitely meant to meet. This person was definitely supposed to find their way into your life. It just might not be for the reason that you think. I don't know, though. Might be getting ahead of myself. Let's look at overall energy. Overall theme of this reading for Leo and this person. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I had a hard time starting this reading. And it felt like the Leos that I'm reading for, the Leos that need to hear this message, don't want to hear it. It's almost like there's something about this connection or something about you and this person that you're not wanting to be, you don't want to hear. You don't want me to see it. I don't know. Overall theme of this reading for Leo, free yourself. You have it's time to take back control of your life here with this free yourself card. So you and this person are very obviously stuck in a cycle. And I feel like this cycle, and then you have worth waiting for. I feel like this cycle is keeping you from the love that you are truly deserving of. I mean, you have worth waiting for here. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And that's absolutely true. It's always true. Divine timing is always at work in our life, whether or not we are aware of it. But I feel like this is you needing to know that the love that you truly deserve and the love that you're looking for, the potential that you see in this connection is worth waiting for. Now, let me very quickly elaborate on that and tell you what I don't mean. I don't mean it's worth waiting for this person to change, to heal, to grow, to treat you better. Because if someone is showing you time and time again their capacity to love, we gotta believe them, right? And I think that a lot of times we get so caught up on the potential in somebody, and I don't blame you. I see why, that we hold on through a lot of the pain because we think it'll be worth it in the end. So I feel like there's some deeper truths that are going to come out in this reading that might not be the most fun to hear. But I also feel like the point is to help guide you toward the love that you have been looking for, that you've been waiting for, that you've ultimately been deserving of this whole time. So let's just see here. This is for Leo's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Let's see what's going on your side of this story, Leo. Two of Cups in reverse. So there is separation here. Three of Swords. And it's been a very painful experience. I can definitely see that and empathize with that here, Leo. What else we've got here? I feel like, so Ten of Pentacles in reverse with the Eight of Swords. Why did I say Eight of Swords? It's Eight of Pentacles. Very obviously Pentacles and not Swords. I feel like you've put a lot of effort and a lot of work into this connection and into your relationship with this person. And I feel like you've invested, just seeing this with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles, so much of your time, your energy, your love, your mind, your body, your spirit into this connection. And this Ten of Pentacles in reverse is this energy of something being undervalued. And I feel like all that you've given in this connection in some way continues to be undervalued. And I feel like it's not that it's not valuable, because it absolutely is. What you have to give is valuable. But I feel like you have this idea. So with this Four of Wands here, I feel like you have this idea of where this connection could go, right? You see this potential, you see this dream come true kind of energy. Like, look at this. It's kind of like this, like, look at this as like a finish line. And you're like, well, if we could just get through this freaking finish line. Going back to what I said, it's like if we could just break through this barrier, then things would be so good. And I feel like that idea, and then you have this Eight of Wands in reverse, which represents never really getting there. Things never evolving to that point. There's no forward movement. There's stagnancy. And I feel like it's like no matter how hard you try in this connection, no matter how much you try to love this person or nurture this connection or be there for them, it feels like you always end up heartbroken. And I said this at the beginning, it feels like you have been spending so much of your time healing from this person and from their treatment of you. For some of you, and you might need to hear this, this might not be romantic. This might be something like a friend or a family member. It could definitely affect your romantic connections. I'm not saying it isn't romantic, but for some of you, this might not just be talking about romantic connections. Anyway, I feel like this connection adds so much, or recently, and where it's at right now, it's been very painful for you. And it's like you spend majority of your time healing from the way this person makes you feel. And it's not a lack of your effort. I feel like, you know that song, there's a song by Taylor Swift. If you know me, you know I'm a Taylor Swift fan. It's called Tolerated. I love that song. It's a very sad song, but the whole concept of it is like she talks about in the song, she's like, gives a bunch of different examples, and she's like, I feel like my love should be tolerated or should be celebrated, but you just tolerate it. And I feel like that's what this is. It's like you pour into this person, you pour into this connection, and it's like they make you feel, meh, doesn't really matter. Like replaceable, or I don't know. And I think that that's really affected, and I think when I talk about how other people affect us in readings, people immediately jump to this idea that I mean that like you're just a miserable person and you're just so desperate for this person's attention. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? Leo, you are probably very confident in who you are. You're probably very strong. And I feel like for whatever reason, I'm sure there is a reason, this connection affects you in a lot of really deep ways. And I feel like there's this energy of trying to do whatever you can to get this person to see that you're worth it, that your love is worth being celebrated, that your love is worth being chosen and valued. But instead, it feels like this person just tolerates it. It's like, that's enough. And it's not, I don't feel like it's not, I don't know. Let's just keep going. Let's just see what's going on with them. Because this contract card is sketchy and I don't like it. I don't like it. All right. This person's energy toward Leo, ego, and contract. Oh. Because your love should be celebrated. It's a privilege to love you. It's a privilege to know you. It's a privilege to get to experience your energy and be loved by you. And anyone who makes it feel like it's not, I don't know if they really deserve all of your energy and effort. This person's energy toward Leo. Ooh. Queen of Swords in reverse. It's like this cruel energy, this cold energy. And I don't know if they're like this all the time, but I do feel like this person has a tendency to be very, very cold. There's the Death. Queen of Swords in reverse with the Death. I want more on this Death card. Okay. So, okay. Something happened in this person's life. I don't know if it was starting at a young age. I don't know if it was with relationships with their parents. I don't know what it was. But something was incredibly painful for this person. It's like they have with this contract card, because I said it didn't have anything to do with you. Okay, maybe it's not as sketchy as I thought. I might have had some just expectations of this energy before jumping into it. So, but I feel like something turned this person cold. Something that happened to them. Something that they'd been through. Something that they're, like a lesson that their soul is here to learn, or experience that they were meant to have, but it feels like they never healed from it. They never faced it. So they kind of just shut down. They shut their heart off. They closed themselves off. And now I feel like, and that's going back to what I said, like if there are narcissistic tendencies here, there's this energy of like really not wanting to face themselves or the things that they've been through. And so a lot of their decisions come from trying to protect their ego, essentially, their ego's perception of them, which their ego is going to be a defense mechanism against facing who they really are. And I think that, I don't know what happened to this person, but I feel like, is this like some darker energy at play here, Leo? Some darker energy at play. And it feels like, I don't want to say it's their fault, right? Our trauma is not our fault. The things that we've been through is absolutely not our fault. But it is our responsibility to make sure that we heal from the things that we've been through so that we don't inflict harm onto other people. And I don't feel like this person has done that. And I think that this cold energy that they've adopted, which I don't feel like they've always had this cold energy that they've adopted, it's almost like they've, in some way, this like exterior front that they put on is their way from protecting themselves from the pain of something that happened to them in the past. So I think that a lot of this person's behavior toward you, and this doesn't justify it, okay? This doesn't make it okay. A lot of their pain towards you is not at all about this connection. And maybe you know this. Maybe you have a lot of empathy for them, and maybe that's why you've been so willing to like pour into this connection, is because you do have kind of compassion for where they're at. But I feel like because there's some sort of like soul contractor experience or cycle, if you will, that they have not fully closed here, which keeps them from being able to fully show up for this connection. In fact, I feel like their behavior in this connection is pretty harmful, if I'm being honest. What else do we need to know about this? Two of Wands, the Hierophant in reverse. There's the Ten of Wands. This baggage that they're carrying. It feels like this person needs an awakening of sorts. But it's going to require them to have to drop the facade of the ego. And that is absolutely terrifying for them, for anybody. Any kind of ego death, facing who we really are, allowing those illusions to fall away. It is really scary, and it comes with a lot of emotion. And most people will spend the majority of their life running from the things that they don't want to face. So this very much feels like this person's been hurt. Maybe not even in a romantic relationship, starting in childhood. I don't know. Something happened in their life that really deeply affected them. And they haven't closed out whatever it was they needed to learn from that. So their energy in this connection and toward you, and how their behavior affects you, first of all, is a result of their own stuff that they have not dealt with or worked on. Now, we can have empathy for other people. It's incredibly important, actually. I think that this world would be a much better place if we all had a little bit more compassion and empathy for others. Not necessarily you, but just in general. But empathy does not mean tolerance. Empathizing with why somebody is the way that they are and why they behave the way that they do, or why they have the qualities that they do. Empathizing and understanding, or being, open-hearted enough to do so, is a wonderful trait. And I encourage you to keep that. But that doesn't mean we tolerate the behavior of people who refuse to heal. And that's what this feels like. Somebody who, there's a lot of reasons to have empathy for them, but they refuse to do the work. They refuse, so the things that they have been through have now become the people around them's problem. I always say that therapy and working on ourselves is the best gift we can give to the people that we love, because it allows us to take responsibility for our own stuff so that we don't use it to harm other people. This person's not doing that. And there's nothing that you can do to make them change, right? And I think that that's why so much of this is about making sure that you're freeing yourself from this person's refusal to heal their wounds, because it's not your burden to bear. It's just not. Can you feel sorry for them? Can you love them? Can you have empathy for them? Absolutely. But you are not required to take on the burden of trying to heal somebody else or break through that facade or that shield that they've put up to try to get them to heal. In fact, the more you try, the more that they're probably going to retaliate. So I feel like this person is pretty cold-hearted. I feel bad for him, to be honest with you, because I think that it's coming from this place of like being so deeply wounded, but not dealing with it, that, and now it's, I feel like, been so much time since they've even started to think about dealing with it, that the only thing that they can do is continue to run from it. But we're going to hop on over to the extended. You have dream come true with dead end. Let's dive deeper into this. We're going to look at the deeper purpose of this connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. Thank you so much, Leo. I know we got pretty deep in this reading, but I obviously hope that this resonated and helped in a way that you were needing. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. Bye, Leo.